Welcome back. Day 6, match 4, table 2, women's singles 4th round action. I'm Paul Hand here along with Johnny Cowan, going to be taking you through this one. Ching from Chinese Taipei, an all-Asian encounter up against Wu Yang from China, the 7th seed and former world number 4 back in January 2014. There's Ching from Chinese Taipei, the 28th seed, world ranked 40th. Both players 23 years old. Right-handed attacker at the bottom of your picture in red. Served very, very well against the aggressive Romanian Elizabeth Samara, the lefty 26-year-old, to have that win 4 games to 1. Turning our attention to her opponent today, Wu Yang. Well, she's had her last match was an all-defensive battle. You know, just confirmation of Ingrid Boglin in the chair from Sweden. Yeah, her last match was an all-defensive battle against Shibitgana Gapanova from the Ukraine. 4 games to love, did the lady in purple at the top of the screen. And she's yet to concede a game. So she's unblemished so far in this tournament. Coach looking nonplussed, very focused. She's an unorthodox chopper and very strong on the counter-attack. Wu Yang, there's her coach. Head-to-head, never played before, these two. Should be an interesting encounter. Winner plays Ding Ning or Irani Ivankan, who are now on table 1, I can tell you. Well, I won't get into that now, but let's let this one commence and I'll tell you about that later. So it's going to be Ching to get us underway then.
Yeah, it is indeed Ding Ning who's winning 3-0 and 5-3, so it looks like the number 1 seed is going to make her way through to the quarterfinals to meet one of these two here, Paul. Wu Yang, incredible amount of spin on the defence and then turns it into attack in the blink of an eye. Very relaxed demeanour as well, very focused, very calm.
Terrific angle there, using all of the table on that off smash. Beautifully taken.
If you are joining us, feel free to use the hashtags ITTF Worlds 2015 and hashtag Ask the Commentator, and we'll try our best to answer your queries or indeed listen to your thoughts. Nice, calm play, and I think that's what Ching has to do. Has to be patient, wait for the right ball to attack. Watch her how she drops the racket down, spins nicely there, waiting for the right ball to attack with pace. Not much point forcing it too early, risking losing the point. That was a good choice again. Slow forehand in the first instance. Watch the spin coming back off the pimpled red rubber of Wu Yang and accelerated accordingly for a winner. Very deliberate movements in preparation to receive the ball. Very much like any other sport, Paul. Snooker, golf, cricket. Little mannerisms, little processes, routines that sportsmen and women go through.
They're all very idiosyncratic, aren't they? Very quirky, each of these players. But of course, it's the rituals that settle them under pressure. Nice. Oh. Thunderous forehand smash there.
No emotion.
Extremely calm, isn't she? Formerly world number 4, as I said, at the start of last year, Wu Yang.
And both players will probably take a little bit of time just to get into this in game 1. They'll have played different style players through the tournament, and so we'll just be getting used to one another. Particularly, I'd suggest Cheng. There are fewer defenders than attackers ordinarily in these types of tournaments. So for Cheng, just needing to get used to Wu Yang. Very nice technique against defense. There we see it again from Cheng. A little bit of luck there on the net, but Cheng very, very solid. Good technique on the forehand particularly. And leads 5-3. It's another net cord.
Yeah, 2 consecutives. She's got a lovely forehand topspin, hasn't she? Where she really sort of ensures that it's well above the net. So normally not flirting with the net that much. Very high percentage shot. But she's got the 3-point advantage here, has Cheng.
Meanwhile, Ding Ning wins 11-8 in game 4. It's a 4-0 victory against Germany's Irene Ivanchan.
And Ding, of course, will be the quarterfinal opponent of the winner of this match.
Wu, 3-7, game 1. Oh, she's made the mistake against the little jelly roll. Wu changing from 2 defensive chops to a little topspin jelly roll. Cheng, that was the opportunity for her to accelerate against it, but she's dumped it into the net.
Oh, good counter from Cheng there. Fabulous. Off of a really fast, spectacular forehand from Wu. Did well to counter that. She carries a real calm with her still eyes. Oh, patiently engineering that point, but just a real timid off forehand there. Built the point so well here. Look at this.
Yeah, she did. Just misread that one, maybe underestimated the amount of backspin generated by Wu Yang there. But a good lesson for those of us watching here. Cheng very relaxed against the topspin, waiting for the right ball, very, very patient. Not that one again, very heavily dug by Wu Yang. Deceptively so, perhaps.
There's a lot of bite on that chop, isn't there?
And because she's playing it with the red pimpled rubber, Cheng perhaps thinks that there's not as much spin on it. There's Wu Yang now with the smooth black rubber. She'll twiddle. There she's twiddled. She's played red then. And again, another ball into the net. 3 times now with the heavy backspin off the pimples.
3 in a row then for Wu, who's reducing the deficit fast here. Oh, cagey play from both.
4 balls into the net there. Cheng again off the red pimple.
It's almost zen-like state from Wu. Five in a row. Unforced errors, pretty much.
Absolutely, not
She'll be
good.
disappointed. That will make Cheng very tense, you would imagine, as Wu Yang continues to find her chakras pre-point.
No emotion from Wu Yang. Same demeanor throughout. And in reality, she's getting out of jail in this first one. Settles. Again, Cheng wins a point, 9 apiece.
Well, that stopped the rot, that one. Wu rightly taking her time. She really has the momentum. Despite losing the last point, she's won 6 prior to that. Indicative, perhaps, Johnny, of a little tension for Ching. Does she really believe? It just looks like that, doesn't it?
I don't think she's comfortable with Wu's backhand chop on the red pimple. She's really having trouble on that one.
Something's unsettling her. So game point then.
She might have to consider attacking the forehand. Wu Yang's forehand on that occasion. What a turnaround in game one. Pinches that one. 11-9. So very topsy-turvy opening game here. Cheng led 8-4, eventually losing out, or 7-4, I think. 8-4, 8-4.
8-4, yeah, yeah.
And 11-9 in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, she seemed to have all the answers and then suddenly just didn't believe.
She did, so she has to get back to that mindset, back to that rhythm. Beautiful topspin from Wu Yang, so smooth in her technique. Watch the way she brushes those forehand topspins, generates a lot of spin. Very calm demeanor.
And she's strong on the counter, isn't she?
Oh,
very good.
Absolutely. There we go. Look, smooth, rubber black on the serve. Twiddles. Did you see the twiddle just before the bat disappeared? In front of her there. Red on the backhand. That's where Cheng struggled. Not this time. Perhaps the defensive shot just landed a little bit short on the table, close to the net. Allowed Cheng to come in and biff that winner.
Oh, nice bit of side on that one. Saw the racket head go around the right-hand side of the ball. Wow, it really distracted Cheng. Such a terrific receive. Seemed a little wasteful after that. That'll go down as an unforced error in her mind.
Of course, the world rankings would suggest, Paul, that Wu Yang should be running away with this. I know we're only in game 2. It's a long way to best of 7, first to 4. But world rank number 7, Wu Yang, versus Cheng at number 40. Serious amounts of spin.
Loaded, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, heaps. You could tell because the ball kind of just hung in the air, oodling around before it dipped down onto the table. Just seemed to hang there for an eternity. She's a clever player, isn't she? A lot of extreme spin used.
Steady, typical strategy against defense. Play long ball and then a short touch shot, bring the defender in and out, test their footwork, balance. That's a fantastic topspin. Cheng just really struggling with the block on those forehands from Wu Yang. Great mixing it up though from the Chinese player. Back with the smooth rubber. Backhand serve, followed by the twiddle. Long backspin serve, little bit of a change up there from Wu. That's good tactics by Wu. She served into the forehand that time, just changing the technique again, and then another spinny forehand. She's almost doing as much attacking as Cheng.
Wu is definitely just that little bit more imaginative, Johnny. She's just putting more on every ball, isn't she? It's really quite obvious to see. And Cheng is just kind of wrestling with all the extremes coming at her. It's very difficult for her to find a rhythm and find a normal, natural game and free swing. She looks sort of stifled.
She does, and it's about just finding a rhythm. But Wu Yang's not letting her because she's mixing it up all the time. So there's chops, there's top spins. It's clever play from Wu Yang, not letting Cheng settle at all.
Serving to different areas of the table very often, changing mid-rally, twiddling, as you're saying.
Oh, big loopy forehand there. That's better from Cheng. Very intentional in terms of the different styles of topspins that she was playing there. That loopy one was incredible. And then she hit a couple of fast ones. Really mix it up there. Wu having to come in short. Nicely played by Cheng. More of that, I'd say.
Looked a little hesitant with that forehand, hadn't made up her mind what she was quite going to do with it. So it's Wu with the mini advantage in game 2 and a game to the good.
Just a little bit too long on that one. Perhaps just trying a little bit too hard.
Indications then that Cheng is just causing concern for Wu Yang at the moment with this rich variety herself.
Oh, accelerated through that one. Change up from the spinny one she's played. Let's see how she gets her weight through. Look at that, right onto the left foot. Great weight transference, solid technique.
I do like this pre-serve ritual. It's so deliberate. Takes her time well. It's a bit like the equivalent in tennis many years ago when Djokovic used to bounce the ball like 28 times before every serve. Drives the opponent up the wall, frankly. He stopped doing that now, though.
Still keeps winning. Smash down the middle of the table.
Straight to the right pocket. So, locked at 9-all then, second game in this really tight face-off between these two Asian players. Taking advantage of the shorter ball in the rally early, getting that attack in quickly, wanting to get on the front foot and play her natural game. So now Cheng has game point to level this match. She's done so. Wonderful game from the lady from Chinese Taipei, who takes the second game 11 points to 9.
So, all square, 1-all, last 16.
Opportunity to play ding-ning in the quarterfinals for one of these two. Which way is this one going to swivel now? Started where she left off last game. Very solid. Because that just had loads of spin on it. Lucky for Ching, it clipped the tape.
That's a great forehand. She's chosen well there, Ching. Just got to hone in on the different spins from Wu Yang. She's made some mistakes, Ching. And Wu Yang, no doubt, will continue to look for that spinny forehand topspin of hers. Bad mistake from Ching.
Misreading the spin, or just kind of not seeing it correctly?
Probably, although she's able to open the racket. You can push back or jelly roll up sometimes against the defender if you know they're not going to come in with a big, strong forehand behind. Normally Wu Yang's forehands are quite spinny, so as long as you're ready for that, you shouldn't really make any mistakes on the receive. Different when you're playing an attacking player where you have to keep the receive as tight as you can over the net to prevent them from either flicking or top spinning, but not against a defender of Wu Yang's style. Maybe a little bit different for playing somebody like Jose Hook, who comes in with top spins quite aggressive. Wu Yang's forehand topspin, the spinny one, is very effective, but again, it doesn't come fast, so Ching should be ready for it.
That was loaded, that last backhand in the rally.
She made that one look like float, the way she made contact with it, Wu Yang, but it had spin in it. Hence the mistake from Cheng, Chinese Taipei.
He was struggling as he changed up to the forehand top there. So used to coming under the ball, and suddenly it seems quite a surprise when she's trying to get over it. A wry smile from Cheng in disbelief that she missed that one.
Oh, no spin. She's really mixing Cheng around here, Wu Yang. Let's just see if we can read it ourselves and see how she hits it. There you can see the writing on the ball. Sometimes some players try to focus on whether they can see the markings on the ball. If they can't see the markings, then it's spinning very fast and therefore contains lots of spin. And if they can see the markings, they don't have to necessarily be able to read it. But if the logo on the ball is going a little bit slower spinning wise, they could just make it out, then they know there's not so much spin. It takes a high level of concentration to do that, to be able to react in a split second.
Yes, it's a narrow thought bridge for these players, isn't it, mid-performance? It's almost like just, you know, you can only take about one or two things across the thought bridge with you on a performance like this. You've really got to still your mind down and simply watch the ball as well as you can, I guess. No better endorser of that than the lady at the top of the picture. Phenomenal powers of concentration. She's quite frugal in error at the moment, Wu Yang, not giving much away at all. 2 points from the third game here.
Another error. She looks a bit mixed up with the spins, Cheng. It's good variation from Wu Yang.
Oh, such a narrow gap between success and failure in every single point, but it is indeed Wu Yang who takes the third game, 11 points to 4. Seizes that one. Wu then back at the start of this fourth game, I beg your pardon. 2 games to 1 up. Just pummeling that ball into the leg of her opponent by mistake, spilling long of the table. Great use of the table from Wu, with extremely different spins as well, and a shake of the head in frustration from Chang because she doesn't quite know what's coming next. She's trying her utmost to settle here, but just not being allowed by the lady in purple. Well, last time she did that mega forehand loop, she followed up well with power, but on this occasion, just spilling long again.
Ching really needs to get to grips with the different spins, the floats and the heavy backspin. She's making too many mistakes. She's already in game 4 here. If you're playing a defender, you really need to have found some sort of knowledge and rhythm by this stage. But fair play to Wu Yang, one of the best in the world. And for that, the mix of spins that she's imposing is causing real problems. And it doesn't look like much, perhaps to many viewers. She's not powering the ball past Cheng. She's not doing anything perhaps that looks spectacular. But believe you me, the different spins in the ball is impressive.
And also, if her opponent does put the ball sort of, half long, then it's dispatched. She's getting forward well, which again is troubling, isn't it?
And the variation in serve as well there. She's not giving Ching a chance to settle at all.
Nicely taken again off the forehand side, this time down the line. We've seen several go across. So a really smart tactician, Wu Yang. A rich mix, using the table very, very well and often finding the paint. Starting to really storm away with this now, looking imperious at the moment on a rich run of points, Wu Yang. Oh, vicious serve, just deviated from right to left. Cheng looking more and more frustrated. Body language suggests that. You can understand why. She's under a lot of pressure now as Wu closes in on the 4th game here. Cheng looks sort of lost and all at sea tactically.
Oh, it's another miss. The ball's up. She's working so hard to get there. It's such a shame for her that she's not converting at the end. But again, it's down to the variation in spins by Wu.
Yeah, you feel the net out was a bit unlucky as well, wasn't it? So 8 game points then for a 3-1 lead here, 3/4 of the way into a quarter-final in her quest for gold. Well, she can go for it. She's got the, she's got the scoreboard pressure on her opponent so much now. Still 7 opportunities. She can just swing freely and almost prepare for the next game at this stage. Terrific serve. 11 points to 3 then for Wu Yang, who really is in a commanding position here on table 2. Day 6. Stay with us, back after the break. Well, we've had and will continue to have a lot of hysteria as more and more seeds get ousted from this World Table Tennis Championships. Not so here, though, because the 7th seed in a commanding position against the 28th seed, Wu Yang with the upper hand, 3 games to 1. Start of the 5th game here. You're in the company of Johnny Cowan and Paul Hand, taking you through this one. Bidding for a place in the quarterfinals of the women's singles draw to play Ding Ning, the top-seeded, world-ranked top player, next. It's a must-win game for Ching. In this all 23-year-old encounter.
Again, another mistake on the Wu Yang spins. I'm not saying it's easy for Ching. Wu Yang very deceptive in terms of showing what spin she's doing. The technique looks exactly the same, but in reality, the little flick of the wrist to generate more spin, backspin, is disguised in such a way it's difficult to see. And in a split second, as the ball zips across the table, just like that one did, you simply don't have enough time to react. And at 4-1 in game 5 and trailing 3-1, timeout is called.
Body language looking despondent and downbeat right now. Coach, this is where they earn their keep.
Difficult to know what the coach would be saying at this stage when you've already gone 4 games and still The points won here at the beginning of the 5th are all based on the disguise spins, some in the net, some off the end. So clearly Cheng really struggling to understand the different floats and heavy chops. But Wu Yang just mixes it up so much. Genius, not allowing her opponents to settle. Fast chops coming at you. And then throws in the big loopy spinny forehands.
And anybody, Johnny, who's been top 5 in the world is just, you know, on a different level, hey?
Absolutely, and you know, the rankings, as we were saying earlier, they're very, very different here. Cheng at 40, Wu Yang at 7.
And they've never played before, so this is all new for the lady in red. Who's very much under, sort of in a bit of a headlock, frankly, from her opponent there in the picture, Wu Yang.
I think that's exactly what it is. It's a great description. She's just unable to play free-flowing table tennis. She's not able to impose her own game because she's just struggling to understand the spins from Wu Yang. And that one, if you saw it, she brushed around the ball, Wu Yang. It was actually a little bit of uplift on it. You might see it here again. Watch the technique. There she goes. Did you see the racket go to the side? Actually changed the spin a little bit, hence why Cheng has put it off the end or the side of the table. Look at the angles as well Wu Yang's getting. It's incredible. Really, really difficult for Cheng, and probably, as you say, she's learning, Paul. Had she played maybe for the 2nd or 3rd or 4th time, maybe it'd be a little bit closer. Every time you play a player like Wu Yang, you learn.
And Wu Yang just has time, doesn't she? She's not being rushed now because Cheng is deciding to sort of just play quite passively in order to keep balls on table. And in fact, it's almost playing into the hands of the higher ranked opponent. But Wu Yang proving a really awkward, very experienced customer. 2 points away from the win here. This game's gone at warp-like speed.
There's the change again, brushing across the ball, and again.
And hence the spill long. It's been a standout feature of Wu Yang's game, hasn't it? The rich, diverse variety that she brings. So now she has 9 match points here. And it'll be her, Wu Yang, the 7th seed, that earns a place in this year's quarterfinals of the World Table Tennis Championships, and she'll pit her skills against the world #1, Ding Ning. That'll be tomorrow. Actually, it's going to be later today, so do stay with us here. We've got more women's singles 4th round action up for you next. But there's confirmation on the graphic. Wu Yang through then, 4 games to 1.